Hi Stampers, this is Dawn and today we're going to make the waterfall card. We're going to be making this Halloween one using the Boo to You stamp set. And this is one we made at my retreat. This was actually Stacy's shoebox swap. And she used the Monster Bash designer paper, which is awesome. And you'll see that this one goes vertical and she had her card go horizontal. So this card works both ways perfectly. All right, so let me show you here. Now this designer paper that she used is from the Monster Bash. And this is the sheet of the 12 by 12. This is one of the pieces that are in that collection. And you'll get 2 sheets. And she cut out all of these frames. So there ends up being, I think we counted them, 44 per sheet. So with 2 sheets, you'll get 88 little frames to put on your projects. Or like in this case, in the waterfall card. So, but I loved her card. Thank you, Stacy. I love it, love it, love it. So we're going to make this one today. So let me show you how this one works. So this one's being pulled down instead of to the side. And then you get all the little, the zombie, the monster, the werewolf. Yeah. Now, since this card is a card front, you want to put a piece of Whisper White on the back as well so you can sign it and, of course, decorate it again. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so let's start with the base. This is the Granny Apple Green. This is cut at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then a piece of Gorgeous Grape, which is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And then your piece of Whisper White that will go on the back is cut at also 4 by 5 1/4. And then you're going to need 4 squares, and I'm using the basic black. And you'll need these cut at 2 by 2, and you need 4 of those. Then you're going to need Whisper White, and there's 4 of these. These are all cut at 1 7/8 by 1 7/8. And then a piece of Granny Apple Green. This is cut at 1 inch by 4 1/4. Then this piece we're going to score together, but this piece is cut at 1 7/8 by 9. So we're going to grab our trimmer. We're going to score this together. Okay, so on the, let me make sure this is cut at 9 inches. Just want to make sure. Yep, 9 inches. Okay, so 1 7/8 by 9. And we're going to score at 2 3/4, 3 1/2, and 4 1/4. Okay, so this is going to make your mechanism to make your waterfall card. Okay, but because I've already done all the stamping and all the coloring of our little monsters, so I want to show you exactly what I did. And then also you're going to need another piece of Whisper White. Let me grab that. Okay, so this extra piece of Whisper White is cut at 1 3/4 by, I believe it's 4 5/8. Okay, so this is going to go on the panel when you're pulling this card right here. Okay. All right, so let me show you the stamp set and the stamps we're using to stamp our monsters and also our greeting. So these are the stamps that I use for the monsters. Boo to You, top favorite of mine for sure for Halloween. And then for the greeting on the back side, I use the Spectacular Bash. I stamped the Have a Spectacular Halloween, and that's right here. All right, so let's go ahead and grab our Memento ink. I'm going to show you exactly what I did. I'm going to stamp my squares first. 1 square for each of the monsters, and then 1 for the Boo to You. So for the monster, I'm just going to stamp him straight on. Just like that. And then the little werewolf, I'm going to kind of stamp him like kind of crooked off to the side. Because he's like a little party animal. And then the zombie, once again, we're going to stamp him straight on. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and stamp the Boo to You. Okay. And then for the panel here that we're going to pull, now you want to keep in mind here, let me show you the other card again. So when you're pulling this, you want to expose your monsters up to the top. And then when it's closed, you want it to kind of go back up in there. So you don't really want too much to show on the bottom edge. At least for me, I didn't want that. So I'm going to stamp my werewolf. Let me flip this over here. I'm going to stamp my werewolf off to the side. Yeah. And then my zombie over here. And then my monster off to this side over here. It's good when they're just like peeking around the corner. It's kind of cute the way they're kind of balancing around that edge. And then for the back side, this is what I was thinking for that. So now you got to remember for the back, you have your pull hole here. So you have a little cutout like this right here. So they know to grab that. So you want to make sure that you're not stamping around that piece. So I find that stamping first and then attaching it is a little bit easier. So with you keeping that in mind, you can stamp your monsters around that edge. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp, so I'm going to be leaving like a little arch here out of the way when I stamp. Here's my zombie. And every time I've stamped him, it's so funny because somehow, I don't know how I do it. It's by total accident, let me tell you, but it just makes me laugh because if I wanted to do it, it wouldn't happen. But his foot is on all the samples that I've stamped, and it's just by accident. I just think that's so funny. And then I'm going to take the one that I finished coloring, so I need the greeting on that. So I'm going to go ahead and replace the one that I've colored already. I'm going to stamp the Have a Spectacular Halloween. I'm going to stamp this right up here in the top. Okay. And then for the little pull part of the card, I've already colored all of those too. So let me grab them. Here's my monsters. And then here's my little pull tab. Okay. So we'll get these out of the way. I still need the Boo to You. I do need that. Okay. So I want to stamp just a little creepy on this one here. This is the pull tab one. So I'm going to stamp that right about here. So cute. All right, now we're just going to go ahead and assemble our pieces. Let me go ahead and move all the stamps. So I have my black pieces here. I'm going to grab some snail. I'm going to put my monsters and my Boo to You on the black. Okay, so now we're going to grab our 1.5 inch circle punch. We're going to punch out this Granny Apple Green. So here's my 1.5 inch circle punch. We're going to punch about half or a quarter of that circle. The very bottom edge. I'm just kind of eyeballing that. Okay, so then we're going to add our gorgeous grape. We're going to flip it over and we're going to punch this piece out. Okay, then we're going to take our Whisper White piece. I'm going to put that on the back piece over here. Okay, and then we're going to punch that out, following the guide that we punched out the first time with the Granny Apple Green. So cute. All right, now we're going to build our waterfall part. So now on our score lines, remember this was the 2, 2 3/4, 3 1/2, and 4 1/4. So we're just going to fold our score lines. And the easiest way to build your waterfall card is to start at the very bottom. So I know that this Boo to You is going to be the last little frame that I want to be pulled down. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to put adhesive only on the sections where your score lines are. So we're going to put adhesive here and here, and then the other two. So it should look like this. Okay, or you could just put adhesive along the top edge of your square. Okay, so you're going to build bottom to top. So this first score line right here is where we're going to line this Boo to You at, right there. And then you're just going to build on after that. So you're going to take, like, I'm going to take the werewolf. I'm going to put him like crooked here. Put him on the next score line. Then the zombie. I know I've already put adhesive on this, but I find if I put adhesive on this and the waterfall mechanism, they adhere really nicely together. And then we're going to take the monster. I think he's my favorite. Then the werewolf. They're all so cute. All right, so now this is going to be your mechanism. So when this is pulled, it's going to cascade up. in my case for my card. All right, so now we're going to take this Granny Apple Green, this 1 inch by 4 1/4, and you're just going to put this onto your card. I'm going to use some liquid glue. You could also use your tear and tape, but I used liquid glue on my last one, so it worked out really good. So we're just going to put some liquid glue on the sides. Just remember, you're going to have to hold it for a couple seconds for it to seal up. And you're just going to put it right about there. Not quite in the middle. I guess it's about 3/4 of the way down, maybe. I don't know. Just eyeball it. This doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to take your mechanism here. So now this is the piece where we put all our squares on. Now this back piece is going to slide up underneath this Granny Apple Green piece right there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to center this, especially over top of the hole, because you want to put your ribbon there to pull that. So you want to center it between that punch out, and then center it in between of your the base of the card. Okay, so and then we're going to go ahead and put our tear and tape. You could also use the liquid glue for this too, but to speed it up, I'm just going to put a strip of tear and tape right there in the center. Now this is right over top of that, right where I'm going to be putting this down. Okay, let me grab my, take your pick tool, peel that off, that backing. Now we made a Christmas version of this waterfall card going horizontal, like Stacy's card, but we made it into a Christmas card, so you might want to check out that replay. That link is listed below for the glitter pit. And I'm live every Wednesday, so if you want to join me over there, the link's down there too, so you can join me every Wednesday at 3 o'clock Eastern. So what I'm doing is just centering that, and then this back piece right here is going to attach to that tear and tape. Okay, so we're just going to put that down and adhere that down, just like that. So then when you pull this, it pulls to reveal your secret messages for your waterfall. Isn't that great? Now I guess that was dry because it held up. So now we're going to pull this out. Okay, and then we're going to put this piece right in here on this layer here. So let me go ahead and grab some snail. This piece was the 1 3/4 by 4 5/8. Okay, so then it's just gonna go push back up into your waterfall mechanism. So now see how there's nothing really showing here. So now we're gonna take our ribbon, get my scissors here. We're gonna use the glittered organdy ribbon. Just gonna cut a little snippet off of that. You know I gotta add some kind of glitter to it. And then I'm just gonna kind of position my ribbon right where I want it to go, in the center of that cutout of that circle, and then pull it out, and then I'm just going to go ahead and staple it. But you can punch a hole and tie it if you want, but I find staple works fine, because when you give this card away, you want them to know to pull it to reveal the message. Boo to you. Okay, so then one more thing, we're going to add some Monster Bash enamel shapes. Now you could also use the brads, so you just punch your hole here and then you'd add the brads instead of where we added the liquid glue. But isn't that adorable? What a cute little Halloween card. I love it. So then here's the other one. So cute. All right, so let me show you Stacy's again. So now don't forget, you can check out the Christmas one we made just like this, going horizontal, that it pulls off to the right hand side. And then this is Stacy's using the Monster Bash designer paper. So cute. All right, so that's it. That's how you make that really cute waterfall card. If you have any questions, just let me know. And then I'll also have all the items listed below. And then don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any future videos. Okay, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you later. Bye.